Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited to bring you my February book wrap up. I, once again, did not read quite as much as I had hoped, but you know, life is life. So let's just jump right into what I read and how I ranked it, right? Okay, cool. So first up, I actually read Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I really enjoyed this one way more than I thought I would, because I've noticed normally when I read something that's like a bookstagram or book talk sensation, sometimes I like them a lot and sometimes I'm kind of like, what the heck did I just read? But this one I actually really enjoyed. I really like the main character, her name is Evangeline? Yeah, Evangeline. She has a lot of really good qualities that I love in a main character. She is very good-hearted and she's not perfect, but she always strives to try to do what's right, even if she's the one that loses. She definitely drives the story forward a bit. I really like her. She's full of imagination and hope, and she dreams, and she's just not easily pulled down, you know? She's very hopeful. So I like her. I like her a lot. Jax, he's very interesting. He's kind of like, I can kind of already see him becoming like the love interest. So this is book one out of a trilogy. I like Jax. I like him. I don't know if I like the idea of him becoming the love interest though, because he's kind of selfish. He's selfish and, well, I don't want to go into it too much. But anyway, I gave this a 4-star. I almost gave it 5, but I don't know if it was truly worthy of 5 for me, but it was so close, almost 5 stars. So I really enjoyed this. I can't wait to read the next book. Solid 4 stars, easy. Next, I read A Bond of Briars by Erin Phillips. It's fantasy, but it is a Bible story retelling of Ruth and Boaz, which I thought was really well done. It moved me to tears, if I'm being honest. It did. At the very end, I was just like, it was just one of those sit there and reflect on the power of love, specifically God's unconditional love. It was amazing. So we have this Ruth character named Katrin, and you know, so this is a fantasy world, but like if you were to put it in our world, so like, you know, Jewish or the Hebrew culture, she would have been pagan. And so she just kind of lives a completely different life, and she ends up moving with her. She's widowed, and her widowed mother-in-law end up moving back to her mother-in-law's hometown, where things like anything pagan is outlawed. And she's kind of trying to fit in, but she doesn't understand unconditional love. Everything is the way she grew up, everything is very conditional. And she thinks that like if someone does something nice for you, then they expect you to pay it back somehow, some sort of favor, something. And she really struggles with it when this guy, the Boaz character, I can't remember his name at the moment. Yeah, Callan. So he's like the Boaz character, and he is very nice to her, but she just doesn't understand it. She thinks like, what do you want? What do you want? It's very interesting. It's such a good read. It's really powerful. 5 stars for me. Definitely. I really enjoyed it. Next I read Winter by Marissa Myers. It's the 4th book in the Lunar Chronicles. I really enjoyed the Lunar Chronicles. I've enjoyed books 1 through 3 immensely. Were they perfect? Nope. But I really enjoyed them a lot. And then we get to book 4. It's like we had 4 different storylines being wrapped up and then we had the main storyline, and it all had to be wrapped up. The editing, unfortunately, was not very good. Just story-wise, the editing was just not very well done. yeah, I give it 1 star. I almost DNF'd this. It just wasn't very good. To me, I did not like it. There were no consequences. There's all this immense danger, and then woohoo, everybody just escapes. Imagine that. I don't know, I don't want to like get into it, you know, and spoil things, but it was just kind of like the Wicked Queen was just a little too easily overthrown. A rebellion was just a little too easily rallied, and it was just like, well, yes, this is fantasy, this is fiction. It was just a little too unrealistic. They needed to, it didn't feel earned. It didn't feel earned at all. The character Winter, it was supposed to be her time to shine out of all of the different characters. We have all their different storylines in each book, but one overall big storyline with plot. She was overshadowed by everybody else's storylines, and especially, of course, by the main event. But she's just kind of like, I liked her, okay. Her love interest was okay. I'm sorry, guys. I would love to know your thoughts. Did you read this? What did you think of it? Did you like the ending? Did you like the way the 4th book went? Did you feel like it fell flat compared to the other books? Because I do. I feel like it just was kind of like, the author wasn't quite sure what to do. It felt frazzled and rushed. It's like I could feel that she had a deadline and she really needed to wrap it all up with a pretty bow, and she wasn't sure how to quite execute and get it done and meet her timeline. So, okay, so we're just gonna move on from that. Although I think that's everything. I only read, no, one more. So next I read on Kindle Unlimited, I read The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. That's supposed to be, it's a psychological thriller, although if I'm being honest, I feel like it was more suspense than thriller. In fact, I didn't feel much of a thrill. I gave this one 3 stars. It was just okay. I felt like it started out really promising. It was very intriguing. So you've got this girl she's extremely desperate for a job, and she ends up getting a job being a housemaid for this really, really, really rich couple. And the wife, her boss, the wife is crazy. In fact, I actually had a lot of fun imagining her in my head, because all I could see for the crazy wife was, I would picture her like if this was a movie back in the 90s, Catherine O'Hara, her hair dyed blonde instead of red, and just like when she's just being crazy and shrieking, and just like she's got like crazy personality issues going on. And that part was really fun. And when she would have like crazy moments, it was just like, so that part was really, really fun. But I mean, like, it started out really, really promising. I started out, like, I read that first like 50% like super fast. I loved it. And then it just started going, I was like, okay, this is pretty, I mean, from the get-go, I feel like it's pretty predictable. Like, nothing new under the sun in this book at all. But I was still enjoying it. And then it kind of got to the point where I was like, I'm not really liking where this is going. The characters were then just too controversial to who they actually are. The bad guy was way too easily defeated. And then, I don't want to get into details. I don't want to spoil anything. But I felt like just certain things were laid out clearly from the very beginning of the book. The way a certain character thinks and what's going on. Things are clearly laid out. The foundation of who she is and what her motives are. And then all of that is just like completely forgotten and thrown out. Some idiotic decisions were made, and it was controversial. It was very contrary to all of her motives, all of her reasoning, all of who she is. I didn't care anymore. So I gave it 3 stars, but I wonder if I should have given it 2. Like, it wasn't like a terrible book, but at the same time, it could have been done a lot better. I would love to know what your thoughts are on that book if you've read it. Did you feel the same way as me, or did you like it? Maybe I'm just crazy. Okay, that's it. I have shared all of my February reads and what I thought of them and how I rated them. I would love to know, what have you read in February? And I'm looking forward to my March TBR. I'm gonna keep it a little bit more tame this time, I think, because I keep having like this long wish list and then I only read like 3 books or something. So we'll see. So yeah, stay tuned for my March TBR. I would love to know if you have any some cool video suggestions. I am all ears. So I've got like a few ideas of things I'd like to do to try to mix things up on this channel. So it's not always like just these type of videos, but like what else? If you would like a reading vlog, is that something you're into? Let me know. Got, you know, day in the life type stuff, or, you know, going to the bookstore. I saw where someone did a what's in a bookworm's purse. She like opened everything up in her purse and showed like, here's everything in my purse as a bookworm. So I don't know, I'm fishing for some ideas. So let me know in the comments if there's any kind of type of videos that you really enjoy, maybe you'd like to see on this channel. Maybe we can try a few things out, huh? I feel like we need to spice things up just a bit, you know? So that's it for today, guys, I guess. I can't wait to hang out with you in the comments. I will see you for next video. Stay tuned. It's gonna be fun. And I'm gonna wrap this video up somehow. Happy reading.